Good afternoon, faculty and staff. Today, I will be talking to you guys about some areas that I see we need to grow in, some areas I see fit in, some areas that I see opportunity and growth. So I have put certain things into play that I think need to go in effect immediately. Thank you all for your time and attention. Thank you for bringing us in, Mr. Cummins. But with all due respect, sir, it seems like every time there's a problem, there's an issue, you never talk to the team or you never talk to the staff about it. You just make the decision yourself. Have you ever thought about bringing up the problem and allowing us to analyze the problem and we come up with group decisions on how to make it? Because you don't work every position in this facility. You just oversee. So how about getting ideas from us, saying how we feel, so that way you can know exactly where we need opportunity, where we need growth, how we need help. You just always make the decisions on your own, sir. Well, Antonio, I do thank you for your kindness, your boldness, your input, and I'll take that to consideration immediately. So how about before we start this meeting, we take a 15-minute recess break, and we come back. I'll come up with a new agenda, and we can come back and hopefully work on some group decision making moving forward. Thank you. Well, welcome back, staff and faculty. I do thank you once again, Mr. Cummins, for your boldness. During the recess break, I thought that this time I'll get my faculty and my staff input, and we can do some goal setting. We can do some identification of alternatives, and we can do some problem analysis, and hopefully we can come up with goal setting for the benefit of our group. Well, staff, the first problem that I would like to address is tardiness. Over the last 3 months, I had 45 tardiness and late absence come across my desk from over 10 different faculty and 15 different staff members. Now, I would like to address the policy that we have here. 3 lates equals 1 absence. 6 lates equals 2 absence with a warning. 9 lates, you have 3 absence with a written warning. 12 lates equals 4 absence and employment probation. Then after that, 15 lates equals 5 absence, and that leads to termination. Now, of course, if you have documentation, things can be worked out. Now, this is not within 1 month span. These tardiness, they are for a 3-month plan that we have here in our facility. So within 3 months, you allow basically 12 lates before you go on employment probation, 15 lates before you go into termination. Now, that's the problem that we have in tardiness. When we're tardy, we have to find substitute teachers to come in the field in for you guys. We have to find extra security to secure the hallways. So I would like to know or hear from my staff if it any way that we can try to solve this problem, because I believe the agenda and for the absences that we have as the 3 to the 15 lates and how many absences they need to, I believe that's a pretty fair system over 3 months, because we are all adults here. We all have responsibilities to take care of outside of work and at work or in our home field. So I believe giving children their education should be one of our top priorities. It should be one of our top responsibilities. So I would like to hear from my staff, is there anything we can do to try to help solve this problem instead of just making the decisions on my own? Well, Mr. Cummins, I can't speak for all, but I believe most of us will agree that we teach at a school that is in the inner city of Washington District of Columbia, where there's a lot of construction going on due to new developments that are being built. It is a lot of government officials who are trying to get to work, and there's a lot of public transportation going on for citizens to get to their places of need for that current day. With that going on, that caused a lot of my lateness that been leading up to absences over the last 3 months, and I'm pretty sure some of my colleagues can agree. Yes, Mr. Cummins, that plays a total factor because it's a lot of construction going on, almost a lot of traffic during rush hour. So maybe we can come up with some identification alternatives so that way we can, goal set and come up with a more effective group decision and plan for the next 3 months where we would like to be, but how we would get there. What do you say? Well, thank you, Antonio, and thank you, Antoine, for your honest and earnest input. Um, that's why we took that recess break, because I want to hear from you guys. What are some options that we could come up with our alternatives, and what are some goal settings? But I don't want to be the one who take the lead today, so I would like my staff and I would like my faculty to come up with some goal setting. We'll come up with some alternatives that will help us be effective over the next 3 months for the benefit of our children's education. Well, Mr. Cummins, on the behalf of the faculty and the staff, I would like to thank you for allowing me to lead for my colleagues today. During our recess, we came up with a couple of alternatives that I believe will be effective and help us to solve this problem of tardiness. Currently, Mr. Cummins, we have a 30-minute grace period. That 30-minute grace period, we have to maneuver through construction, we have to deal with traffic, and we have to deal with the traveling place that we're coming from. We all don't live in the inner city of Washington, District of Columbia. Some of us is coming from Prince George's County. Some of us is coming from the state of Virginia. So I believe that should be reduced to an hour before being considered late. We should have an hour grace period, being so that we are working with students and we are teaching more than one class and we are working more than 8-hour shifts a day. Secondly, I believe one of the solutions to not bringing substitute teachers in there and have to pay them for 30 minutes to an hour would be having security monitor class, let security take roll on a piece of paper, and students should do weekly warm-ups that they already have on their agenda for the week. Then, not only that, another solution we came up with is we can have students, instead of waiting in the classroom or having security monitor them in the classroom, you can have students report to the lecture hall, and you can have security monitor the lecture hall through the camera system that is placed in there. Have someone working from the office to make sure that students are being on their best behavior, no one is taking no type of action that is going to cause disciplinary action. That is a couple of alternatives that I believe could be effective while we work on trying to maneuver through the traffic, the construction, the public transportation, and the traffic we got to deal with the counties we're coming from. Well, faculty and staff, I would like to thank you for your alternatives that you brought up throughout the recess. So, me and some of my colleagues and leadership, we came up with some positives and negatives that will affect some of the alternatives that you all came up with. First, I would like to start with the positives. One positive thing is that, yes, we do save money on substitute teachers. And if we save money on substitute teachers, we can increase funding for students and programs here at our local high school. Second, it gives a chance for students to engage more with security. Also allows them to mature while waiting on teachers if happen to report to the lecture hall unattended. The negatives on that behalf, which is sitting here in red, the negatives would be students will miss scheduled learning. We will have to present this to the school board, so it's something that I will have to fight for you all, which I have no problem as long as you are doing your part, which is trying to get the work on time so that our students can get the learning that they need to be successful to carry on. Third and lastly, that students will be unattended if they was in the lecture hall, no matter if security was monitoring the cameras, because all it takes is for security to answer a phone call, hop to step out, and that would be the part where it would leave students unattended. Thank you. Well, Mr. Cummings, you say that some of these problems and concerns and alternatives that we have brought up, it will have to be presented to the Board of Education. I'm just wondering, is it any type of way that faculty and staff could attend these Board of Education meetings alongside with you? And if so, how does that go about? Mr. Antoine, I think that is an excellent idea. I think you all should get together and see who actually wants to come alongside with me to represent while I'm speaking with the committee at the Board of Education. And I'll do everything on my behalf to find out how, when, and how much I do it to make sure that you all can be a part of the next committee meeting so you all can express your concerns, you all can express your feelings, because when I'm at these meetings, I am the voice for my school. But to be able to have the voices I'm representing to be alongside with me, I think it would be more powerful. I think that the committee would listen more often, because a lot of times the committee don't know who their employees are face to face. They just sign the checks. So I think that is an excellent way to get the Board of Education on board with some of the ideas you all trying to do. So, Mr. Antoine, I thank you for your dedication. I thank you for your humbleness. I thank you for taking the initiative in this meeting, and I thank you for this your commitment that you are providing with this meeting. Thank you, sir. Once again, Mr. Cummins, I thank you for allowing us as staff members and faculty to take leadership in this meeting, to have this meeting, to speak with earnest without having bias being shot back at us. But here is some of the goal setting that we thought would be effective for the next 3 months, and it's literally just two goals that we would like to reach. The first goal is that we would like to reduce the 15 absence mark to 6. No more than 6 lates, which would equal 2 absences if you don't have documentation to provide it. So we want to, over the next 3 months, instead of having that leeway to have 15, we want to just bring it back down to 6, because if we only have 6 absences before we face employee probation or termination, I think that will motivate us to do a little bit better. And we sat and we chatted like 6 absences. If that's what it takes to get on probation, what must we do? So we agreed as staff and faculty to excuse me, sir, I apologize. We agreed to cut out some of the distractions that we have in our personal life that's not effective in our home life, that is helping us towards our goal. We decided that we should cut out distractions. And also, we agreed that each one of us should get up an hour earlier prior to the time that we normally get up. So that way we could try to beat some of this traffic. So that way we could try to beat some of this construction that be going on. So that way we could be able to be here for our students, to give them the education they need to go along, to go to college or go in a career field to be successful in their areas of life. So I thank you, Mr. Cummins, again, for allowing us to have our input. It felt much better today versus you just coming to us with an agenda. Thank you. And thank you, faculty and staff, for taking initiative on this meeting. I think those are great goals for the next 3 months. I believe those goals are achievable, and I believe you all are highly motivated and highly confident within yourselves now that you all have some type of input to reach these goals. So, as a principal, as an overseer, I would like to thank you guys for all your hard work that you do, the commitment you all have, and that the effort you all will put in moving forward for us to be a successful faculty staff here at this local high school for the benefit of our kids' education and their future. Thank you. Well, Ms. Morris, I hope that you enjoyed my video on functional perception on group decision making. I went over the 4 functions of effective decision making, which was analyzation of the problem, goal setting, identification of alternatives, and evaluation of positive and negatives. I do thank you for giving us this wall on the street assignment, helping us get out our comfort zone, helping us exercise the gifts that we have within ourselves that we may not realize. So I hope that you enjoyed the video. Thank you.